Maybe the fight we wanted so much in 2018 is still a fight that can make sense just right now.
Undisputed, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world.
Last Saturday, in an epic boxing battle, Anthony Joshua lost again to Oleksandr Usyk, who was defending for the first time his world heavyweight titles in Saudi Arabia. Despite the adjustments AJ made, including being more aggressive with hard body shots, Usyk proved to be again too skillful for AJ, who was very upset by his loss and by himself. But if we look closely to this, is it so dramatic to lose a split decision against the number one pound-for-pound king? Because of Usyk's size and weight, he was considered before and still after both fights against AJ a little and not a real deal heavyweight. But in fact, Usyk has to be considered right now as a scary heavyweight, not because of his punching power, not because of his size, but because of his skills and heart. I do think if Tyson Fury stay retired, Oleksandr Usyk has to be considered as the most feared and the most skillful heavyweight right now. So by knowing this about Usyk, should AJ be so upset about this loss? There is absolutely no shame in losing against an undefeated boxing alien. The question is, what to do now for AJ as a heavyweight non-champion again? Well, many things. First thing first, the belts are not boxing. The fights are. Especially in England, look at Derek Chisora. He fights with no belt on the line, but still he sells more tickets at every fight than world champions. Right now, I do think Anthony Joshua should rest and regain himself mentally. But then, he has so many exciting fights that people will pay for and will ask for. People who say AJ is finished, they don't have a lot of imagination. Because if we think about it a little, there is many fights AJ could be in and could be very interesting and exciting. Why not a rematch with Dillian Whyte, who just had a loss recently against Tyson Fury? That could be a super fight, knowing that both fighters will look for redemption. And why not a trilogy with Andy Ruiz Jr.? Andy Ruiz will have a fight against Luis Ortiz in September. If he wins, why not having a third fight with AJ? No need to be belt on the line to have an exciting fight. If Andy Ruiz really worked hard since he left Canelo team, he will still be a dangerous fighter, and this fight could happen in USA. Why not? AJ only had one fight in USA, and it was against Andy Ruiz. That fight didn't turn well, but imagine AJ having a win in a third fight against Andy Ruiz and in USA. And why not for AJ taking a young and dangerous heavyweight like Joe Joyce, Michael Hunter, Martin Bacolé, or Frank Sanchez to prove to all the boxing world he is still a boss in the division. Beating a young and dangerous heavyweight for AJ could shut the mouth of many people that have turned their back on him. And I think these heavyweights that are coming in the top 10, like Joe Joyce, Michael Hunter, they will want to have Anthony Joshua's name on their record. And it's at this moment that AJ needs to prove to them and to all the boxing world he's still a boss. He is still dangerous. See, there's a lot of choice for AJ, but my personal dream fight for AJ would be against the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder. That fight, we wanted so much in 2017, 2018 for the unified, undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. That fight never happened. They both lost their belts. But I tell you, belt or not, world title on the line or not, we don't care. We just want a fight that should have been decided 4 years earlier. For both fighters, it will be a search for redemption. Tell me what you think about it. See you soon. Boxing is great.